Don't talk about Kenobi 3. Really, is it that bad? I heard that he runs from Vader 3 times. Is that true? It's not like he won a battle or anything against him before when he was at his prime, but okay. Like I said, most people I know are enjoying it, and I am as well. I can see why people don't like some of the acting, but it's not any worse than what we have seen in Star Wars before. That's true, but the script and overall story is good as far as Star Wars goes. Now that I don't think is very true. I mean, the script? No, even Ewan McGregor is not immune to the awkward phrasing of some of these words and lines and things that he would never say, and it's just very strange. People don't question certain avenues in which writers take. How about just not having the story be about Leia or have her involved at all? Why does she need to be here? Why is there already like this rapport that she has with Kenobi? Why is this even an involvement in the story? It makes it so inauthentic. It makes it so Obi-Wan is a complete farce of a Jedi. He has no idea what he's doing. He's learning everything from Leia, this 10-year-old girl who in real life looks like she's 7 and runs like she's 6. Everything's so silly and goofy and no one knows what the they're doing. I'm a huge Leia fan. She's awesome. But they just cherry-picked a character that was female and made her amazing because male characters now in Star Wars, they just can't do things on their own. They can't be the hero, and, you know, they always have to be apologizing for everything that they did in the past. You know, Picard in Star Trek, same thing. He's constantly apologizing in the new series. They're always telling the established character, that they're old news, they're old gen, your ways are over. You know, Luke Skywalker did the same thing. Han Solo, they did the same thing. It's a constant formula I'm just tired of seeing. And it's fun to celebrate people that maybe have been marginalized, man. I mean, fuck it. But it's like, you can't dumb another person down in order to elevate your station. You just can't do it. If you want consistent and good writing and indivisive writing, we bring each other up together as a team. Whether you're a man, you're a woman, you're whatever you want to identify as, whatever race that you are, you just keep putting people up, not dragging people down to make yourself look more elevated in some way. And that's what they did. That's part of the reason why they do it as far as the writing goes. To me, it's what I see. I'm sure Reva, which I have no problem with other than that she's just a bad actor and she's a boring character. But I'm not like, oh my God, she's the worst. She was fine in Queen's Gambit. I thought she was a good actor in Queen's Gambit. She was great in Queen's Gambit. But why is it now when I call all this shit before it even fucking happens, you guys were calling it too? You guys were saying the same thing. Like, oh, I bet you she's going to turn good and blah, blah, blah. And she probably will. She'll probably beat Kenobi. I think it's the direction that's the problem. It looks like they just they take one take or 2 takes and they're like, all right, we got it, moving on. That looked very awkward. I think you needed to do another take, bro. Check your dailies, because this looks like ass. But like I said, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. They're just really weird, awkward, inconsistent moments, making Kenobi look fucking dumb. The whole time he's talking about leaving, like he can't leave Luke Skywalker because he's going to leave him vulnerable. And then Luke Skywalker is basically threatened to be killed. And then he leaves to go get Leia. It's like, they'll be fine. And he's supposedly force castrated himself, so he's no help in defending Luke. I don't know what the fuck. That makes no sense to me, man. But I'm down to have a nice little chat and debate about whether I'm wrong or whether there's reasons for that. The thing is, though, you have to dig deep in your goodie bag of reasons why. It usually means that they didn't establish it themselves in the writing, and that means it's objectively bad writing. If it's inferred, that's different. But if it's something that you kind of had to bring out, I don't know. Sometimes it's grasping at straws. How about we stop making Star Wars shit? How about we start making Star Wars shit? How about we just stop making Star Wars shit? But also, how about we stop making Star Wars shit for a bit? It needs a bit to breathe. They would always, that's why Star Wars was cool. It was always something involved. Like it was always something that would be every 10 years, you know, and then a new thing would come out. And I think it's just getting oversaturated now, and everything is becoming a fucking cartoon. Yeah, having her in it's kind of weird. It is a little weird. I don't understand. I mean, I get that she knew of him because, you know, Obi-Wan, you know, you're my only hope kind of thing, but it doesn't explain how she knows about him to tell Luke later. How the fuck does Reva know about all this shit? She's like, oh, I know about you and Vader, and I know about Luke and Leia. Where are you getting all this information, and why are you not telling the Empire? Why are you not telling Darth Vader? Oh, that's right. No, actually, they did cover the reason why. What do you call it? She wants to secure her station. I mean, if you're gonna base silly and goofy, then you need to say it about all the Star Wars. Star Wars has been making goofy. Yeah, Cascaboom, the prequels, the sequels, definitely silly as fuck. But there's a different kind of silly in things. And I think a lot of people don't realize there's different tones of silly. There's different tones in general. And when you try to have a really serious tone in a very like serious dramatic part or sequence in a show or a movie, you create the tone with music, with the shots, the angles, the cinematography, the writing, the visuals, sometimes even exposition, sometimes what you're showing. And when that is inconsistent with what is happening, like a grown-ass man who's a Jedi, which are very conditioned humans and other races, by the way. I think a lot of people forget that Jedi are very peak conditioned, most of them. This guy can't even keep up with a little 10-year-old girl, and neither could the bounty hunters. Fucking Flea couldn't keep up with her because of all the drugs he's been doing in his whole life. And the way that the shots are done makes it look silly. It's silly. The fucking gate in the third episode, I had it ruined for me, but yeah, the laser gate that he could just walk around. I mean, are you joking, dude? Why even show the wide shot where it shows where the gate is not covering? Like, I don't understand this. Without talking about everything else Star Wars. Oh, well, we have to talk about all these then if you're gonna... No. First, defend the show and then talk about the rest of the stuff. Right now, we're still focusing on this show, on these episodes. How do you justify that? Without talking about everything else first, you have to justify that first in a debate, technically, before getting to all the other shit. I'll amuse you in the fact that, yeah, at least the silliness was consistent with tone. They did it on purpose, in other words. In this case, when you know, Kenobi is running away and he's trying to get Leia and all the on-the-nose fucking, you know, girl power shit, you know, Leia's just as important as Luke Skywalker.
My duty is to the boy.
What about your duty to his sister? She's as important as he is.
All those little things in there, it's just so silly. And they don't realize that they're being silly. So the tone is clashing, and it makes it very cringy. It makes it, you know, the way that you feel when you watch The Office when Michael Scott's being fucking, you know, weird and shit. That's the weird feeling a lot of people are getting when watching Star Wars. Star Wars will always suck until Disney is not in charge. Excuse the caps. No, I 100% agree. And no need for the excuse on caps, man. Disney just acquired something that they felt could push whatever agenda that they had. It just so happened to be Star Wars. Get rid of that one bitch in charge, yeah. I figure it's a hydra at Disney right now. If you get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, another person will rise and continue what she started. What was the excuse before Disney owned Star Wars? What was the excuse before Disney owned Star Wars? There is no excuse. It was strictly for entertainment purposes. Now everything is contrived. Now everything is ridiculous. Now everything's just like, Obi-Wan is just in the middle of the desert, and then the Jedi just shows up. Oh, cool, he just shows up. Obi-Wan Kenobi's about to fight Darth Vader and then runs away. And then he just runs away and he's like, all right, well, that took care of that. Yeah, because it's that easy to run away from fucking Darth Vader. You know, Cal, when he ran away from Darth Vader, it worked out the same way too in Jedi Fallen Order. Or the time when, you know, Obi-Wan is fighting two people with blasters and shoots one, totally skips the other one, and just walks up to Leia. Hey, Leia, maybe don't jump off that off the building there. And then of course she's the reason why his force came back. You know, I'm falling. Oh, I was the reason you got your force back. It's me. Because he can never do anything himself. Or maybe Disney won't suck that bad and they'll actually give Kenobi props for being a fucking godlike Jedi. The fact that he wouldn't be like meditating and training on his own in a fucking cave is ridiculous. The fact that he's force castrated himself, it still tries to... Qui-Gon? Oh my god, it makes no sense to me, man. You think they wrote the show like that on purpose? All the more worse, Z-Legend. All the more worse, you know? I don't know if that's a defense for Disney, but all the worse for it. Leia's cute. She's just too tiny to be considered a 10-year-old. Yeah, she's cute. She's a darling. She's a sweetheart. There's nothing against the actor. I love that she got this role and her life's about to change. She's gonna make a lot of money and, you know, awesome. Dude, I hope she keeps it up. It's just not necessary to have Leia in this story. This could have been all about a character study on Kenobi since he's a huge character. You know the reason why everyone watched Kenobi? It's the #1 watch thing on Disney Plus is because of the character. It's because of all the old things. It's the old things that we were brought up with the OT and the prequel trilogy, or even the Clone Wars show. People come back to watch this, and you guys are defending, some of you guys are defending it saying, oh, well, it's meant to be that way. Why would we like this story arc? Why would we like these new characters involved? A lot of the chunk of runtime is on them. When the reason why everyone's coming back to watch Kenobi is because of Kenobi. Because what he did in the old shit. So we want the old shit. We want old Kenobi. We want to see him. And how it very gracefully and very intelligibly connects with the original trilogy. But we're not going to get that. And we're bigots if we don't like it. And we're racist if we claim otherwise. And it's all crazy. See, I took Kenobi's lack of force power was him feeling depressed that he less couldn't go about it. And that's fine, Cascaboom, if you think that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. Just because he's like depressed or something, it's never been something established in the main films where like you're depressed and so all of a sudden your force is just gone or it's lacking or it's fading away. The force is strong with you because the force is strong with you. Kenobi here, it seems like more of like a Spider-Man 2 kind of thing where it's like, oh, I'm sad. And that's fine. You can kind of, that, but you think that would be something that would make you stronger in your resolve, especially when you have someone that you need to protect. So what they're doing then is they're being inconsistent with Kenobi's character again. Does that sound like something Kenobi would do? I'm sad. I'm gonna lose the Force. I know that it's making me weaker, but I need to protect Luke, but I don't care because I'm sad. Really? You can't be strong for these children, dude? Because before he was like that. This motherfucker did some crazy shit. This motherfucker fought Darth Vader in fucking Mustafar what seemed like hours and won. This guy is powerful. He's tenacious. He's honorable. The dude is a Jedi. He is the face of the Jedi, basically, for us, not for like their world. And I feel like they're doing a disservice to Kenobi's character. It's fine to make a character like him, maybe he gets weakened somehow, but it needs to be consistent. It needs to be written well, and it can't be very passive. We need to see it for ourselves because he's a very strong person. I'm sure, like, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure in Stranger Things, the beginning is like, oh, like 11's like, I lost my powers. There's probably a really good reason for that. In this case, he's just like, I don't know, I'm getting older. You joking? This motherfucker destroyed when he was old. This dude like fought up against Darth Vader. Did not realize how hardcore his fight was against Vader, but he was fucking handling his shit against Darth Vader, and then chose to end his own life so that he could become more powerful and be one with the Force to help Luke, because he truly believed that Luke was the chosen one. There was another theory that a friend of mine said that, oh, he's in Tatooine, you know, the Force is only strong where life is involved, where there's life. So Tatooine, there's not much life. There's only a few people, so, you know. I'm like, no, I don't think that's the case. This is not Dragon Ball Z. This motherfucker's not trying to call a spirit bomb. It doesn't work the same way, I don't think. What about Mustafar? When he's fighting against, there's no life there, but he's obviously very powerful, and so is Darth Vader when they're fighting against each other. I don't understand that, but okay. It's an interesting theory, though, but it's not something established in the lore. There's no Force Xanax. Force Xanax? Can you imagine? It's probably sex. Like I said, the Force never left him, but he refuses to use it, which is a common thing. Refusing to fight after losing, being scared to try again. Yeah, I guess that's pretty fair. He does use it in order to save Leia's life, which is a pretty understandable moment to use it. There was no repercussions for it, so he was scared for nothing. I really think he should have honed his skills a lot more, especially within the Force. I mean, Yoda did. I can see Kenobi being careful, but in this show, he's not careful. He's scared, but then he's just draws his lightsaber for anybody to find him in the desert. Are you joking? Like, what is this? He's not a smart man in this show. And he proves to be very capable as a general in the Clone Wars, especially because that's where you see him showcased the most. You see him a little bit in the other ones too. You get to see him a lot in the Revenge of the Sith, a little bit in the first episode, a little bit more in the second episode, but you mostly see him in the show. And the show is pretty, I think it's considered canon. But if you don't want to talk about the Clone Wars show, we can talk about the prequel trilogies, because that's where you get to see him the most. He just doesn't seem to be like that. He seems to be like, he always runs into battle and fuck it if he dies kind of thing.